PvP players, PvE players, fishermen, TDM sweats, tall tailors, and everything in between. We agree on, well, almost nothing in the Sea of Thieves community these days. So this video comes from a place of sincerity. The goal is to help all of us to just simply remember. I have a vivid memory of the first time I played Sea of Thieves. I remember walking down the dock at the outpost the first time I spawned in, and to all my friends in the Discord, I was just like, is that our boat? I was just overwhelmed by the anticipation of what we would encounter on that ship together, and they were like, yeah, that's ours. Coop, what do you remember about the first time playing Sea of Thieves, man?
First thing I remember is I snuck a keg on a galleon when I was solo and went down to the bottom deck and hid on their boat for probably about 30 minutes and waited till they got some treasure on their boat. The funny thing was it was just a castaway chest, and I waited for them to come downstairs, and I shot the keg because there was no fuse, and I had to shoot the keg. And I shot the keg and sunk the galleon and got the castaway chest. That's probably the first thing I remember.
First starting out, I was actually not very good at Sea of Thieves, which is kind of funny. So what I would used to do would I would sail over to Cannon Cove, and on Cannon Cove, on the backside of the island, the skeleton galleons used to ram into the back of the island over there, and eventually would despawn, dropping all their loot into the water. And so that's how I would be able to get some pretty high value loot back in the day and get some good rep. So yeah, that's one fond memory that I have when I first started playing Sea of Thieves.
The first time I've set a sail and played the game, I remember that I just went outside and crashed into the first island, and then my ship sank. So basically it was a rough start, but after a few hours I was astonished by how the big the game is and how much the world has to offer.
Well, when I first started playing the game, I struggled sinking skeleton ships, and I sunk in the fleet without knowing I was in the fleets. And when I sunk, I swam over to what I thought was an outpost, but it was arena, and I spent so much time over at the arena tower and just trying to figure out what it was and what it is. And I just love this kind of the world building that this has, and what things you can explore and find out, and people that you can share it with, and that's the best thing.
When I first started sailing on the seas, I just remember being so excited about every little thing that I would come across, anything that I could interact with, different areas that I could explore. And I just remember my favorite thing to do was to go to every single island and check the whole thing for loose treasure, and then do a lap around underwater just searching for anything that I could find. And I was basically a garbage collector. If it wasn't nailed down, I was taking it.
What do I love most about the Sea of Thieves? Well, for me, I'd say it's the community itself.
My favorite thing about Sea of Thieves has got to be the player interaction.
What I love about Sea of Thieves, and I've always have loved about Sea of Thieves, is the player-to-player interaction.
Each new person you meet has this crazy chance to just completely alter the course of your adventure that night.
Sea of Thieves means a lot to me. It's a place where I found friends, enemies, countless adventures, and I sincerely hope that this place will only grow bigger and better for the whole community, because there is no other game like Sea of Thieves.
Been very fortunate to meet some of the most amazing people that you can meet on this planet, and been very fortunate to call some of them very close friends of mine. So I'm very grateful for the community and my friends that I've made on this journey.